Hey everyone, welcome. We are here for session one, and I couldn't be more excited about joining you today for this workshop. And in fact, I'm going to be joining you each and every day this week as we run through the live sessions of the How to Become a Wildly in Demand Life Coach. I've got so many goodies for you, so I want to make sure that people are jumping on, and I'm just going to do a quick sound and image check to make sure that I don't start, going on and you can't even hear me, right? So I can see some people jumping on. You do have to accept if you want to comment, because I'm using a broadcasting tool, just so it's easy to kind of record and share this and all that kind of jazz. I want to make sure that if you want to comment, just request on there or just accept it. Nothing bad will happen, I promise. And I'm just going to take a look and check that you can all see me. Say hi. I'd love to know where you're from. And especially if I already know you, I'd love to say hi. So welcome. I'm just checking that I am actually in here. We're happening and you can hear me. So let me just see if I can see these comments, because sometimes it just gets a little tricky. I'm going to have a look in my... someone's popped a comment there. Thank you very much. I love that. Beautiful. Let me just tap on here and sort that out so that I can see. Oh, awesome. Hi, Heather from Texas. Awesome. Whereabouts in Texas? I've been to Dallas. I've been to Dallas like 4 times, which is crazy. And I've never been to Austin, and I want to go. And I've only done Dallas and Fort Worth, so I can't really say anything else. From Collie in Western Australia, Christine, nice to meet you. And I'm glad you're here. My daughter's gone to live in Perth. So there you go. Hi, Jackie. Thank you. Thanks, guys. And you're from Auckland. Awesome. A Kiwi. Great. Hi, Nell. Nice to see you. Please, I love all the hello. Oh, Dallas, Fort Worth area. Great, Heather. That is where I have been several times to go to some online marketing events and back in my corporate days. Aurora, Ontario, Canada. Awesome. We love Canadians in Australia. We're kind of like the same thing. You might have already heard that before. You obviously can hear me and see me, so I'm not going to worry too much, and I can see the comments now too, which is super awesome. Just a few matters here. We have a workbook that you can download and fill in as we go. So we've got 4 sessions. They're on the same time each day, and you can download your workbook and get along there. And I can see someone from Louisville, Kentucky. How do you say it? Louisville or something. There's some special way to say that. And you're the baseball bat, Louisville Slugger. So we'd say Louisville, right? But I know it's Louisville or something you're supposed to say it. Welcome. So good to have you here. Workbook. VictoriaGibson.com/workbook will give you access to this document. Each session, we are going to run through and fill in the gaps. Now, at the end, if you need me to, I'll run through and tell you if you've missed anything. Sometimes I go off script. Sometimes I miss things out. So hopefully we won't do that today, and we'll keep things nice and tight. I respect your time. I know for a few of you it's quite late, particularly if you're over there in the States. For us, it is the middle of the day. I am Victoria Gibson. For those of you who don't know me, I live in Melbourne, Australia, but we're going to dive into more about that. I am just checking that we have got everything absolutely working here. I always worry that... Here we go. I'm just checking. Some people are also posting in there, so I'm making sure they've got what they need. But I can see you guys are on here, so... that makes me happy. So I will respect the fact that you have honoured me with your time, and I'm going to honour yours. So let me keep the comments here. I'll be able to see those happen, and I'm just going to get myself set up here. So hopefully that all works. Okay, so let's kick off. Welcome to my new live workshop series for life coaches. I'm so excited. I've done a fair few of these for coaches in general, but I've decided to really zero in and talk to life coaches because I became a certified life coach last year. And in doing so, I realized that there's so many out there who need help with their marketing, who need help with getting clients, who need help with knowing what to charge and what to offer. And that comes to today's session, is how to create your first offer, the perfect first offer as a life coach. So I wanted to be able to share some of these strategies to save you a lot of time, a lot of angst, a lot of overthinking and worrying about how to put yourself out there as a life coach so that you can do what you do best, and that is coach. All right. So I'm going to show you how to become a wildly in demand life coach. Stick with me for that entire series, because you're going to understand at the end how to get the coaching clients you want, when you want, at the price you want, and using a method that helps you dramatically grow your business. Okay, so I know you kind of want to coach most, you don't really want to market, but when I share with you some of these strategies for success, you're going to be able to absolutely zero in. Now, some of them go against the grain, right? Like, now that I'm a life coach, I've been out there learning more about, being in the community, networking with other coaches, seeing what they, what they're learning, what they're into, and also seeing lots of other kind of advice out there. And often what I am seeing is, hey, just get out there and coach, go and network a lot, just post on social media, maybe go live. And hey, I'm on social media and I'm going live right now. So there's nothing wrong with that. But what you might find even in this group, if you scroll back, I'm not in here going live all the time. I'm not posting in here a ton, actually. I come in here when I do my workshops. I will, of course, answer your questions, but I'm not in here all the time because I like to show up and coach my groups, my clients, my masterminds, okay? So I'm going to show you a way this week that doesn't mean that you have to endlessly post on social media or show up live networking like some creepy stalker all the time, like approaching people, hey, do you need some life coaching? I'm also going to help you understand how to get a bit more clarity in your offer and your message. And as we go along, please feel free to ask questions. If I don't get to them during the presentation, I'll get to them at the end and we can review them. I'm happy to stay on as long as that takes. That's the advantage of you going live. You will be able to receive that live coaching. And if you're watching this recording while this is up, because this will be coming down in the next, I think it comes down next week, right? In the beginning of next week. So they'll stay up for that time where you can access them, but then they go away. Okay. So you do need to go through them. It's a good idea to get through with the workbook. If you're watching the replay, you can still ask questions, but I'll obviously only be able to type answers later. Just hashtag replay, and you can tag me in if you need, and I'm happy to answer those personally. It is just me in there here. I'm not, outsourcing this to anyone. I'm here to show up and give you what you need, okay? So welcome to session 1. It's the perfect offer to start with as a life coach. And in this session, I'm revealing the number one mistake most life coaches make when trying to get their first set of clients. And the number one method that makes you a better life coach while you earn more revenue. Sound good? Awesome. Give me a like. Let me know you're here. Give me some energy so that I can know that you're here and you're into it. If you've got any questions, as I said, pop them in there and let me know. Thank you. Thanks for that. Awesome. So let's do a quick check-in, shall we? Because I want us to be clear, both to be clear on where we are right now, okay, with your life coaching, where you are, and be really honest with yourself. Thanks for those likes. I love this. Does any of this sound like you? You're not sure what to focus on to start getting life coaching clients. Hi from Nowra. My grandma used to live near Nowra. Nice to have you here. She lived in Coldborough Beach, so I've been to Nowra several times. Anyway, you're not sure what to focus on to start getting your life coaching clients. You feel like you're stuck practicing. I hear this a lot. Well, I need some more practice. I'm okay just practicing for now. Like maybe you're studying for your certification. If you are studying for a certification, or if you are certified, can you let me know in the comments too? That would be awesome to get a sense of how many of you are certified. Is that something you want to do? What are you looking at? All that kind of stuff. Hi from Delaware. Hi, Reba. Look, maybe you are feeling if you do get someone to coach, it's usually for free, or you feel like you have to offer it for free. Who here feels that way? That's one of the biggest things I hear from life coaches a lot. You're afraid to charge, or you just don't feel like you can yet. Thanks for letting me know you're certified too. Maybe you're spending hours on social media, but you're not actually creating the content. You're consuming a lot of content in it, wondering how you would like to show up, and maybe not finding yourself showing up as you'd like to, but it's still taking a lot of time. Perhaps you're scouring through Facebook groups, consuming a ton of information, but not adding your own value anywhere because you don't really know what to say. I'm in some coaching groups as well, not just life coaches, but marketers. Like, I am obsessed with all things online marketing. I'll tell you how I came to be that way soon. But in those groups, I've got other colleagues in masterminds I'm in who are selling programs that tell people what to post on social media. And they are selling like hotcakes because everyone's sitting there going, what do I post? How do I get it perfect? And all that kind of stuff. So, I love all those posts down there. Thank you. I'm going to have a look at those. And maybe you've sent a handful of emails to friends and family to see if they're interested in life coaching or know someone who might be, but it feels a bit icky. And people sort of respond with a bit of awkward encouragement, or maybe you've posted on your Facebook page and it's kind of getting crickets, right? And you're just feeling a bit uncertain about what to be posting there, how often and what to say. And maybe you've had some conversations with potential clients or discovery calls, but you don't want to feel like you have to kind of convince them and sell them on life coaching, right? And perhaps you've started to dread getting on those calls because you have to kind of go right back to the beginning, or you're reinventing the wheel each and every time you speak to someone, because maybe you're speaking to like a man who's lacking confidence over here, and then you're speaking to a busy mum over here who is feeling like she doesn't know what to do for her next kind of career move in re-entering the workforce. So although you have the tools of life coaching, you can apply them again and again, and you have those coaching frameworks, you're kind of having to reinvent the situation that they apply to each and every time. And you feel like it's really hard to get reputation or get that traction that you'd really like to get, that you know you could if you were very clear on your offer and who you serve, okay? Stuck on marketing, I see there. Yes, you are in the right place. Marketing is my jam. I absolutely love it. I know you're probably all thinking, what? I hate marketing and I love coaching. Actually, for me, it's kind of like I find the actual art of life coaching, I have so many more blocks around than I have marketing. So you guys are probably all awesome coaches and I will help you with the marketing. So please feel free to give me any coaching tips you have as well, because I'm learning and I love it, and I love the breakthroughs that you can get. But I still feel like sometimes, wow, there's a lot to kind of take in, and I'm sure you probably feel like that too with marketing. But don't worry, I'm here to help you with marketing, so it's all good. And maybe you've already spent a lot on your coach training, right? Who here? I mean, my coach certification was $18,000 US. I think now she charges even more than that at the Life Coach School with Brooke Castillo. So, that's not chump change, right? Like, we spent money on getting these coach tools, and then even in LCS I see a lot of coaches and they're like, still, I don't know what to charge, I don't know what to do. It's like, you have these amazing tools. It's time to get them out there, time to start getting a return on that investment in your coach training, not only in energy and attention, but also financial investment, okay? So maybe you're like a little bit afraid to tell your family and friends, yeah, I know I did that really big certification, and they're kind of like, what are you doing with it? And you're thinking, oh, I'm doing a bit of coaching here, and they're kind of raising their eyebrows. I get a lot of clients tell me as well that they're a little bit worried about what their partner might think, or there's expectations after they've gone in all guns blazing to get that certification. So do any of those sound familiar to you? You don't have to let me know in the comments, but I know that a lot of those have applied to me as well. So don't worry, I totally understand where you might be. And look, I want you to know that those things are really just symptoms, right? The real problem is you just haven't got a reliable method to attract great clients yet, okay? So once you have this, you're going to have complete control over who you work with, how you serve them, and the prices you charge. You don't just have to follow some sort of cookie cutter method. I'm going to give you some frameworks that you can use that still embrace who you want to be, how you want to show up. There's no sleazy selling here. Some of it's going to push you outside of your comfort zone, I'm not going to lie. And a lot of it is going to go against what you may have been hearing out there. The old, just go and coach, just be a general life coach, just go one-on-one, just charge a little bit until you get experience, okay? I'm going to kind of go against the grain on those ones. So I hope you're okay with that. Raise your hand even if it's just virtually and I can't see you, or click like if you're ready to hear something that might go against a bit of that advice. Because I think the other thing with coaching is that it's really easy to go into just coach yourself through this, manage your mind through this, right? Or through all these marketing blocks is what I'm talking about, right? Those things that come up, all the visibility blocks, all the things that happen when you've got to put yourself out there. And you can definitely use your life coaching tools. And trust me, they have been the missing link for a lot of what I've needed to take myself to the next level as well. So I'm not poo-pooing that at all. I think it's great. But then there's also a real lack of kind of direction with the marketing of how to come up with the offer, what you should charge. I've got my pricing guide out there, which I'm sure a lot of you have had, or downloaded. And if you haven't, I'll put the link in, but it's basically victoriagibson.com/pricing/guide. And in it, like I've shared actual prices and packages, right? And I know I've had so much feedback. What about this? And what about that currency? And what about using this? And it's kind of like, you can manage your mind around the pricing because you could just choose whatever you want to charge. But sometimes I know you just want to kind of see it laid out. It feels easier to have that explained and move forward. And so I'm not going to push back on that. I want to give you some of those tools. And I guess that's where I'm kind of different as well, where I'll be giving you a lot more of that direction. I am a bit inherently bossy. So I'm happy to kind of show up and give you a bit of that strategy and direction that you maybe haven't found in many life coaching programs that are talking more about the art of coaching. And that's fine because we can't include everything in every single offer, right? But after this workshop, you're going to be able to attract your first set of clients by using marketing. It's going to fast track your authority and credibility. So you don't have to have this long, I know in your mind you're thinking you need more experience, you need more time before you can charge and all of that stuff. This is going to fast track that. And I'm not here to help you hoodwink any clients into anything. This is about staying true to you, being credible and having the authority, okay? Oh, good. I'm glad you give me permission, Jackie, to be bossy. I mean, I could sit there and say, hey, well, what do you think, right? I'm just going to tell you what I think, but I do want to hear what you think too, okay? And you're going to realize that the confusion about what to charge, what niche to pick can be resolved, right? This week, I'm here for you. I'm going to help you through that so that you can step into being the confident life coach that you long to be. And I'm going to show you how to do all of this on this week's live workshop while you tap back into the joy you have for the art of coaching. I know that that's why you're here. That is why you have shown up to be a life coach. That's why you've invested your time, energy, and money in doing this, because you want to help others. And that was the same for me too. The byproduct is understanding your own mind and managing your own life and seeing what comes from that as well. But there's no greater mindset and thought challenge than getting yourself out there with your business and growing, starting, creating, and scaling your own business and creating your own economy, right? Like that's what it's all about, okay? So I want to show you that so you can actually get out there and coach more clients, because some of the advice out there is actually contrary to being able to do that. And I'm going to share that I won't jump to it now, but I'm going to share that with you, why that is the case. Maybe you've been a bit discouraged getting your stuff out there online and you're thinking the answer is to just stay in person. But the issue is, for many of us, in person isn't really a great, such an option anymore. Things are starting to open up after the pandemic, but we're still in baby phases. And I don't know about you, but in Australia, I've been in Melbourne, Australia. We were locked down 6 months last year. If you're in the UK, you've been locked down a lot. I know California had some pretty harsh lockdown as well. So, you never know when things are going to switch again and you can't do in person. So I want to give you some strategies that don't rely on in person. Yes, they use the power of online. Yes, that means sort of getting out there and being a little bit more visible. But when you can do it in a way that aligns to who you are, it's really not going to feel as scary as you thought, okay? So stop telling yourself you're overwhelmed. Stop telling yourself you need more practice. Just come and hang out with me this week. I am going to give you what you need, okay? And I don't want you to be out of touch with that initial vision that you had for being the life coach. When you started your training, or when you started coaching people, or when you're thinking about getting certified, you're thinking about all those beautiful people you can help. But we've got to pull this together so that you can connect and convert with those people. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can reconnect to that vision while I get you all the clarity you need to earn more money and experience more freedom, happiness, joy than you ever thought possible, because that's what having your own business gives you. That is what I stand for by having been online for over a decade after being in corporate, right? This is the best opportunity. Don't tell anyone. I think a few people are already aware, but if you forget everything else I teach you this week, there is one critical thing that you must remember. And it's this: there are 3 big roadblocks. Don't worry, I'm going to reveal them this week. You need to overcome to become a wildly in-demand life coach. Make at least 6 figures. So sure, you can tinker around and make a few $100 a month if you want, but if you want to go up to having a legitimate business and you want to be earning the kind of money that's going to give you a lot more freedom, flexibility, and control over your own life choices, then you want to overcome these 3 roadblocks. And these are really the ones I've sort of sat down and seen in the life coaching groups I'm in. I've seen them come up time and time again, and I want to walk you through them, okay? But today we're going to talk about your offer. That is the first roadblock, okay? But let me introduce myself a little bit more and tell you how I uncovered these roadblocks. I'm Victoria Gibson, as I said before. I'm known as a mastermind expert for coaches, showing them how to leverage their time with the power of group coaching, okay? My specialty is helping coaches like you create one group coaching offer, one amazing offer. Now, this week, you can apply what I tell you and do one-on-one. That's okay, but I'm going to help you overlay that with the right principles around it so that you can still leverage your expertise, have more time and freedom, okay? But really, we're going to be talking about your one amazing group offer and give you a process to share that does the selling for you. Sure, you have to create it, but it's pretty cool. Does all the heavy lifting and while getting you clients in the door. And it also establishes that authority, credibility, and connection with your clients, and it enables you to make sales every day if you choose, right? And helps you bring in those perfect clients. And these processes are so successful that when my clients have followed them, they've been able to go from 0 to 5K a month, 10K a month or more relatively quickly, okay? I'm not here to promise you magic bullets like snap your fingers and away you go. But when you get this right, when you get this done, it's created and you can use it time and time again. And it's been proven to work with myself and my clients. I've used it myself. I've had to get through my own mindset doing some of it too. And you're going to uncover more about it this week. But my background's in corporate marketing. I ran shopping centre malls, their marketing, and managed them for several years. And I had 2 small girls, and I decided to jump out after I got divorced and became a single mother, wanted to have a bit more flexibility and freedom around my small kids. So I kind of jumped out and just sort of started this online thing. For someone who's like a real strategic marketer, I didn't even really have a business plan. And I won't go into my crazy business ideas but anyway, over the last 11 years, I have been online. I have been coaching my own clients to get great success with their business and their coaching offers, okay? And I also started out consulting, okay? So after I jumped ship, I started a fantastic kind of consulting / coaching business. I had courses and I did some one-on-one coaching and I did some group coaching. I sort of had everything, right? But my biggest earner was really consulting, and that was in Facebook ads. Now, I also wish that, because I was such a crazy Facebook fan, and I still am, even though I know a lot of you are going to hate it, I'm going to change that perception, I swear, this week. I was going to say, I wish I bought the Facebook shares when they floated. I saw them the other day. They're $308 each, and they were $8 when they floated, when I was already like, oh, I'm such a firm believer in Facebook. Because when I discovered Facebook ads, I realized that all traditional marketing could kind of fall by the wayside. All expensive traditional ads, all that in-person network networking wasn't needed because you had the ability to show up right where your best clients are, to connect with them, to be where they are based on what they like, share, comment on. Okay, it's just unbelievable. And I've helped so many small business owners, coaches, experts and consultants grow their business using this tool, okay, and allow them to command premium price points and pretty much make a ton of money, okay? I help them launch, sell and build their audience with compelling campaigns that connect and actually convert, okay? Quickly, cheaply and conveniently. So, oh good, Jess, yeah, single mamas in the house. I get you, I'm still a single mum. One of my daughters has gone to study interstate, but they're still, I get it, right? And this is the model that you need to be able to do it, okay? But while I was doing Facebook ad campaigns, I wouldn't consider a campaign a success unless it earned 10K minimum for my clients, right? And most earned a lot more than that. And back in the day, there weren't as many people, now it's like everybody, hey, I'll run your Facebook ads. But the fact is, time and time again, my sister still calls me this morning going, my ads don't work, and I have to go in, change this, do this. My mastermind clients, they're always like, hey, can you look at my campaigns? What's happening with this campaign? And sometimes I get sucked in and think, oh, someone else knows a lot more. What do they say about it? Because people are always buying these ad programs. And then they tell me, or they say something doesn't work, or someone's running their ads and they've done their money and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, nope, I've still know from being in the back end of all these campaigns over time. Like think Crystal Healing. I've run Facebook ads campaigns for Hibiscus Moon's launch back in the day, or Belinda Davidson, who does medical. Is that medical healing? What do you call that when people look at you? It's kind of like Caroline Miss. But anyway, she's amazing. Healers, coaches, life coaches, business coaches, the whole gamut. But I wanted to kind of zero in this training on life coach stuff as well. So if Facebook ads are on your radar, then I was known as the go-to Facebook ads expert back then, and I'm going to be able to always share lots of info on that. But I also added webinar consulting to my portfolio and got really into webinars. I've used those to grow my business and help my clients grow their business too. I used to charge about $10,000 to do people's webinars for them, and they would make so much money, right? So it was, it took me a lot of time to create these. I don't do that anymore. Now I give you the framework and show you how to do those for yourself, but they're also a key part of my DNA. So Facebook ads, webinars, coaching, jumped out of corporate. So marketing strategy is still very close to my heart, but now I use it in this environment, okay? The coolest thing about working with so many clients over the last more than a decade is that I got to test my processes with clients in just about every market you can imagine as a coach, okay? And Jackie, yeah, I know, a ban for advertising. It happened last year and they've stopped banning pretty much at the moment. So we are in a good opportunity here now in that they've stopped that. They did go a little crazy and I think they lost themselves a lot of money, so they've stopped doing that now. So if you can get another account, get one and get into it. But anyway, I don't want you to just randomly do it either, because yeah, it's nice to test, but I've heard so many war wounds and stories, right? But look, I've worked across personal development, online marketing. I've run ads for the likes of Marie Forleo, Danielle Laporte, Leonie Dawson, Lewis Howes. The list kind of goes on, right? So all of those people, I've been behind, their scenes in their business, looking at what they want to achieve, where their market is. And, I've seen that evolve over time as well. It used to be, back in 2011, it was kind of easy to chuck the ads on. And I did that as an affiliate for Marie Forleo's B School launch, and spent $500 and made $23,000 just sticking up some ads. That was before we even had ads in the news feeds, right? So it used to be a whole lot easier. Unfortunately, I wish I had all my decade-long experience back then, and then, hey, I'd probably be sitting in the Bahamas now with my feet up. But it's all good, because each time we build on this, and this is what I want to share with you too, that you're not going to be an expert at it straight away, but it's okay. I can still help you find the right way to connect with your ideal clients. And after years of running my own mastermind, which I started in 2013 and I still run, and helping women grow their businesses to 6 figures and a handful of them to 7 figures too, I started to develop my own interest in life coaching. I mentioned to you that I got certified at the Life Coach School, discovered Brooke Castillo. I don't know who else has studied there. Please let me know if you're fellow LCS. And I was just kind of like listening to some podcasts and I was like, right, I'm in. I want to do this. And I'd always kind of said to people, I'm a marketing consultant. I'll tell you what to do, right? But I also knew that I would give people these strategies, but they would still have this fear, resistance, and doubt that would come up and they wouldn't get them done. Despite me going, well, it's just, here you go, everything is step by step. So I did feel like that was a missing piece. Now I feel like I've got marketing mindset together. So I love what that's opened up because I don't have to go so much into all the action and the how all the time, because especially working with life coaches like yourselves, I'm excited because I know some of the power of managing your mind around this, but I can also help you break through with some of those actionable strategies. Okay. Yeah. I love Brooke's podcast, the best, right? And they're so awesome, Jess. I agree. So, got certified and I love it. And once I was in that community though, I got to understand how many people didn't yet know the power of online marketing or didn't yet know the power of some of these tools that I'm going to share with you and creating the right offer from the word go, okay? And not having to go all organic with your traffic and just put yourself out there and network and all that stuff. Look, you can do that. It's not that that's wrong. It's just that there is a faster way to get more clients and get more rewarding clients, get higher paying clients that build your confidence too, because as you do it, you start to get confident, right? And I really want to give life coaches the path to more clients, confidence, and certainty. That's why I want to create training especially for you guys today, okay? So these three big roadblocks, this one is really about not charging for sessions, right? So coaching for free or too little, okay, in order to get your experience or to potentially get a client, right? And this is where some of the most high potential life coaches make their first mistake. We have so much enthusiasm, right, for the skill of coaching, whether it's a certification or a program that you've done or you've just started coaching people. I knew that would happen, that the door would go, right? Let me just quickly, I think it's a delivery. One moment. Hi there. Thanks so much. Okay, I would have left that, but it is my most exciting purchase of the week, and that is a Theragun. Who has one of them? Anyway, I can't wait to play with it later. Right. Anyway, we give up all our momentum, right, by working for free or undercharging to get experience. Now, I have one of my coaching buddies from LCS who is an absolute genius when it comes to coaching. And in fact, she coaches me on my mindset because I think she's so amazing. And, I'm like, okay, what are you going to charge? Have you got some clients? No, I'm okay. Like, I'm busy with the kids. All this kind of resistance comes up about actually getting out there and charging, because you feel like you've got this beautiful, all these little goodies, right? You baked all the cookies and people are, wanting to come over. Maybe they can smell them and you're kind of like, I've got them, which is your coaching, right? But you want to kind of keep them close to your chest. And anyway, rather than sharing them, you're kind of like, well, I'll just keep them over here. But what I want you to do is be able to kind of put the cookies out on the tray and share them, right? Because people want your cookies, okay? It's a little bit, that actually Amanda was telling, my coaching buddy was telling me something like that, an analogy like that. But I don't want you to keep your cookies to yourself. I want your cookies out there, okay? So I want to help you do that. And your cookies are valuable. They're worth something, okay? And so are you. And I want you to see that. It doesn't matter if you're not the best expert. It doesn't matter if you're as experienced as, someone else you've seen. I mean, who goes and does all the, scroll on the old Instagram and, oh, well, they've done it that way. Oh, God, they've got so many clients, or they know this, or they're prettier, skinnier, fatter, whatever it is, right? That you think someone has more than you. I want to show you how you can tap into your own beautiful offer, okay? And you can follow a framework for that. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. You don't have to just say, hey, I'm just a general life coach and, hope that people are kind of walking past and will want what you've got, okay? I want you to dial it in more than that. And I know that you can do it whether you're certified or not, whether you're really experienced or not. These strategies will still apply, okay? And, I want you to have integrity in creating these offers too. I'm not here to, tell you to kind of pull the wool over anyone's eyes. I just want you to get your cookies out there, okay? And when we start to take some of that pressure off ourselves and just show up with our cookies, but we're clear about what's in those cookies and who those cookies are for, right? And what we were charging for those cookies, then things just seem to work so much better, okay? And you might be thinking, oh no, but I just want to start with one-to-one, or I just want to offer a few free sessions that will just make me feel a bit more confident. And I'm going to tell you, this is what's going to backfire, because the clients you offer your services to for free or low price, like I'm talking like $100 a session or something like this, are the least likely to get big results. Even if you're the best life coach on a planet, because what it does is it kind of creates this motivation gap, right? But more than the importance of charging for your coaching, you also want to think about creating value with your offer beyond hourly sessions, right? So the first step in creating massive value is by being clear on that outcome that you can help your clients create, right? So I don't want you to just think, oh yeah, well, life coaching can help you with any problem. I want you to be able to zero in based on what you're drawn to talking about, what you're passionate about creating transformation in, what you've probably done for yourself as well in your own life. And really that's your message to market, and really alone that's going to create a lot more momentum, okay? And when you can zero in on this, really drives up the value of your coaching. There's value in being specialized, okay? There absolutely is. So that motivation gap that I was talking about before, sorry, I get all excited and go around the houses here, but there's a motivation gap. And what I mean by that is when you have a client that you offer free coaching to because you think, well, great, they're going to see how amazing I am, surely, and then hire me. But what happens is that they come fully expecting you to deliver whatever they need, or they're just kind of like not that committed because they've got no skin in the game. So you're showing up at 100%, full commitment here, full motivation to get the transformation. And they're kind of, maybe 5-10%, depending. Some people are really excited and they might be a little bit more, but you see them, we've got a gap, right? And that gap actually follows through into your income, right? Your gap will be that you just are not getting paid and you're using a hell of a lot of time, you're showing up and you're giving your best and you're 100% committed, but your clients just are not. And that's that motivation gap that happens with free or one-off sessions that you charge too little for, okay? But when you can switch to a group coaching offer, now you're going to say, oh, but hang on, I need some more experience one-on-one. I'm here to tell you, you actually don't, because with a mastermind offer, you can have like a boutique group coaching. You'll start with one person, right? Because everyone always says, but what if only one person joins? Great, they get a bit of one-on-one coaching until the next person joins. But you're going to have this nice intimate container. It's not like some massive group coaching program where you have to be the big expert and you're up the front all the time. You're still able to coach one-on-one, but what we then have is the power of the group, also the collective coming together to support, engage, motivate, right? You're leading this group. You're having one offer. What is the commonality between the group? The commonality is where you choose for your message to market or your niche, right? They're all on the same journey, even if they're in different places, whether that be across relationships, across money, across weight, body image, across spirituality, whatever it might be, okay? That's the commonality, and that's what I want you to bring people together over, okay? And it's particularly helpful for new life coaches, right? Because your clients will also do a lot of the coaching as a collective, right? So you don't have to do all the heavy lifting all the time. Sometimes merely being surrounded by others will help get those breakthroughs. And how often have you seen somebody else get coached And maybe you haven't really wanted to go there yet, right, with a question, and you see someone else get coached and that gives you a breakthrough, right? So you can do these when you're just starting off. You don't have to have anything fancy. I'm not even saying you have to have a fancy online course. It will be great to create video training as you go that they can access on demand, but you don't need this set up before you start this offer, okay? What I also love about having a mastermind offer is that you get that layer of accountability that comes from peer groups, right? When people start to see others get momentum, they get inspired and motivated more than what can happen when you have a one-on-one coaching relationship. How many of you have had a doing one-on-one coaching sessions, or maybe you've done some lower price ones, or just in general, and they come to the next, maybe you're doing them weekly, monthly, I don't know what interval you're doing them at, but definitely click like if this has happened to you, where they come and you're like, okay, so we were going to work on this, this and this, and they're like, oh yeah, I didn't do it. And they're thinking, well, I paid you, or you're just coaching me, so I've got no shame in saying I didn't do it because it's only to my coach, right? Like, they're not as worried or kept as accountable unless you have ninja accountability. And look, not everybody's like this. I'm definitely here to tell you that's not everybody, but it can happen. Whereas people are way less likely to do that when they show up in a group call. It holds them to a higher standard. It makes them sit up straighter and straighten up and get motivated and get their head back in the game, right? It also enables you to work on developing a proven process that you can use time and time again. And this will also become your marketing calling card across all facets of your marketing. We're going to talk about that this week, okay? Maybe it's podcast interviews, maybe it's your webinar, speaking opportunities, whatever it might be, you'll have that expertise developing over time as you're creating the results with your mastermind clients, okay? And the mastermind offer also adds another dimension of value. It allows you to charge higher prices straight out of the gate. No more onesie, twosie sessions with, $100 here, $250 there. Oh, well, I don't know. How many sessions shall I offer? Why don't we just give it a go and you can see? No, we are going to give our best guess of how long we think that's going to take. I can take the guesswork out of that for you as well, right? And share with you what that framework can look like, how long, what to charge. There's, a few key proven price points that they are in my pricing guide too. But one I really love is starting out with a $2,000 offer for 3 months of coaching, weekly coaching in a group. Okay, and you can start to build your lessons and that sort of online training that they can access at any time as they move through, as you start to get more familiar with the things that move the needle, that you start to bring your coaching materials that you have learned in whatever coaching you've undertaken. Okay, so maybe you have your own framework, maybe you've learnt in certification and you've got some worksheets and curriculum and processes that you can just start applying. That's great. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. But what you can do is take those and actually apply them to your own niche or message to market. Okay? So what I want you to know is that instead of coaching for free or undercharging, when you have one amazing mastermind offer, you can grow with unlimited clients, because if you've just got time in your calendar for one-off sessions, you know that once you do start getting successful, if you already are successful, you're probably already booked out and you're quite drained. Like even a lot of my therapist clients find this, right? Like I've had a lot of psychologists or dietitians or naturopaths, their clinic time has been totally booked out, right? And then they've got to find time for running their business, marketing, find time for just themselves, exercise, all that kind of stuff, right? So your calendar books up really, really quickly. I don't want that to happen for you. I'd rather you have a couple of set times in the week or just one group coaching call set aside where people come on and you can laser coach them one-on-one while everybody in the group listens, right? There's nothing wrong with doing that. You can still create amazing transformations and breakthroughs, and you get those extra layers of accountability and support that are really hard to drive as an individual life coach. Does that make sense? Click like if that is making sense. I know someone's asked, how do you group coach, Facebook or Zoom? I actually use a program called GoToMeeting, which is like Zoom. So that's how we do it. So people come on, they can be on camera, or they can come on camera when they talk and they're having their session. Other people can watch. It gets recorded. So it's there and they can keep they can keep engaging with that. So I just see so many people thinking, oh yeah, I'll do that one day. I'm here to say you can start doing that now. When I started, it was like, because I'd been in a mastermind, I joined a few masterminds, and I'm like, I really love what this brings. I really love being able to see other people get coached. I really love to be able to see other people get their breakthroughs. Okay. And like I said, you get one coaching client just as you would for a free coaching client or a one-off, like 1 hour coaching client for $100, right? It's the same yes for them. They're going to say yes to solving a problem, and that's what we need, right? So once they say yes to that, it's just as easy for them to say yes to a 2K group coaching offer as it is to say yes to a $100 one-off coaching session. So I know that sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, it is true. Because how many people have you offered free sessions to that have said no? People are always going to still say no. It doesn't mean suddenly everyone you talk to is going to say yes. But what I'm going to share with you tomorrow as well is a way to get people pre-qualified before you even talk to them on a call, so that they're more likely to say yes, okay, which is super cool. So basically you can charge that win-win rate, right? Like where the client is, investing at a rate where they have skin in the game. When I talked about that motivation gap, when they start to invest $2,000, they're going to pay attention, right? Or more. You don't have to just charge charge more than that. But I know with newer life coaches, getting your head around this when you've been thinking you're going to coach for free or $100, $200, $2,000 still seems like a lot. You can split that up into payment plans too. That's not a problem. Okay. For example, like when I worked with Julie, she was helping women who had come out of divorce. So she was like a divorce coach, and she had been charging $100 an hour. She'd been getting clients from her free Facebook group. Who here has a free Facebook group? Click like or tell me you do, because if you've already got that, I'm going to show you how to really fast track things. Okay. If you haven't, do not worry. You don't have to have one either. But anyway, Julie had one, and she was getting clients for $100 an hour. So when I talked to her about how we could zero in on her offer, I said, look, you don't even really have to change the fact that you're coaching and the promise. You've got a nice message to market here. I like it. What I want you to change is the container, the coaching container that they're going to come into. And that needs to be a group coaching container. So she flipped it, and I said, great, do that for $2,000 for 3 months. She's like, no, 1,000. I'm comfortable with 1,000. Okay, fine. Do it for 1,000. It's way more than 100, right? Way less time than $100 an hour as well. So she was able to flip that, get 12 clients from her Facebook group straight away in that month. That was $12,000. So when I said it helps people kind of go up to $5,000, $10,000 months quickly, that's why, because it's an absolute multiplier. Not like your $100 here, freebie session here, and people are still like, oh, I'll think about it. And then you're like, or I have to go and talk to my partner. Yeah, that can still happen in creating conversions for masterminds. I'm not saying that totally goes away, but wouldn't you rather, when it says yes, that your bank balance goes up by that much rather than that much, right? So now you've asked, do you limit how many people can be in a group? You can if you want to, but I suggest no. I suggest having an offer and get moving, right? It'll take you some time to get to sort of 20 people. Once you get to 20 people in a group, you're going to start needing some support and some help, right? And then you can get other coaches in, or you can get some support, and you can create structure and framework. And I showed my clients how to do that as well. But I'm in a mastermind I pay $2,000 US a month for, and there's 150 people in it. She still gives us feedback and advice and stuff like that. So, I've been able to see more. I think I used to have that limiting belief now too, that like, oh, maybe, put a cap on it. But you really don't have to, because by the time you're honing your skills, you're gradually moving forward. And the way I set it up with evergreen offers is that people are constantly coming in, and as people are leaving, like there's a nice ebb and flow, but it's all heading upwards, right? And that also creates recurring monthly revenue for you. So instead of wondering next month, oh, what am I going to charge? You start to get this nice momentum of recurring revenue, all right? So like Julie, you can flip from those $100 sessions to $1,000 packages, $2,000. You can go $5,000 if you like. These frameworks will still work. I know people kind of like pricing and certainty. Now, if you're in Canada or you're in Australia, you can just make that 2,000 Canadian or 2,000 Australian. That's fine, okay? Or 2,000 pounds if you're in UK, all right? The thing is, you're going to start to get stable recurring revenue. I don't do a ton of launching. I don't do a ton of posting on social media either. You'll see, yes, I post pretty consistently, but not a ton, right? Because I've been able to offer a mastermind since 2013, okay? And I want you to be able to offer that too. It is such an amazing offer. If you're overcome by, oh, what's a mastermind? The mastermind term really comes from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read it, it's awesome. In it, he says that when two people come together, there's the mind of one person, the second mind, and then there's this third mind of the collective, right? The collective power of the thoughts, the dreams, the coaching, the support, the accountability, all comes together in this kind of like, think of it like a little bubble that sits above the mastermind, right? And that's what we're looking to create, because we don't have to rely on us being the biggest expert or the guru. We can hold this space and we can create amazing transformation with the life coaching skills that we have, but we can leverage our time for much more freedom and money. So introverts are totally interested in this framework. And in fact, most of my clients are introverted. As you can probably see, I am not an introvert. But one thing, you might see that, but some people also think I'm going to be a bit standoffish when they see my marketing, right? And then they meet me and they're like, oh, whoa, okay, you're pretty full on. But so many of my clients are introverted, and actually there are a lot of introverts in the marketing space, and you'll see them online and they'll actually show up as the biggest versions of themselves in videos and Facebooks, but then you meet them in real life and they're super introverted and shy. It doesn't matter whether you're introverted or extroverted. I'm not suggesting that you open up, having people call you day in, day out, and you have to have all these conversations, right? We're going to have the framework for delivery that allows you to protect your energy in whatever way you want it to be. The beautiful thing about a mastermind is it's way less draining than hour-long coaching sessions, right? Like, if you're already going to coach one-on-one, that is more draining than having the dynamic and the energy of a group who you will move through laser coaching, and you get a bit more momentum happening. You get the group answering questions and interacting with one another. So it takes the pressure off you. It's actually perfect for introverts, okay? You can keep it nice and boutique, right? You could have, if you wanted your price to go up even, and I mean, you can still start with the $2,000 a month, but imagine you just got 3 of those clients a month and you've got $6,000 coming in, right? And then you get a bit of momentum and you just keep 5 in your group if you want to, depending on your income targets. You can keep it nice and intimate. That's not a problem. Jennifer, how do you promote a mastermind? I'm going to tell you that tomorrow. I've got all of that, and the day after as well. We talk about the framework where you just go with one key promotional strategy, okay? So I'll walk you through that because I don't want to kind of overwhelm everyone all on one session. I'm not trying to keep my cookies to myself. I will be sharing them tomorrow, so make sure you come for that. There can be some elements the same, Jennifer, as a program, but I'll show you a really easy way that actually, when you're showing up, you don't have to sell anything online, which is kind of cool, right? Because everyone's always like, I don't want to sell. And I get that. I was like that too. I had a lot of thoughts about having calls with clients or selling, or even on webinars, if I was going to offer a program on a webinar, like as soon as I get to that state, get to the offer, it'd be like, and I see this with my clients too, speed up, right? So I want to create marketing where I don't have to sell on when I'm showing up live, because it's just easier. I can come and share my cookies with you without selling anything, okay? So, oh God, that is so cool about working with me. I'm going to have an opportunity at the end of this week to work with me. So Hang Fire, it's way more accessible than my mastermind. So Hang Fire, I will tell you that later in the week. So you're going to want to stick around for that. But look, regardless, if you speak with anyone, or if there's anyone on here who's been to any of my other workshops, you'll know I show up with the goodies anyway. So if it's not your time to invest or work with me, that's fine too. You can get a taste of all the goodies this week, okay? My pleasure, Jennifer. Thanks for interacting. I love it when people are on live and they're actually interacting. I've had lots of these where, people just kind of hang back, and it's so nice to get things moving. But I want, with your first handful of clients with this model, you're making like $4,000 to $8,000 a month to start if they pay in full. If you push it out over payment plans, it might be a little bit less than that. But it's going to be way more than how many hundred. I was going to get my calculator out, tell you how many hundreds of $100 sessions. I'm so excited about my Theragun, by the way. I'm going to open that later. I might share it with you later on a live. Oh, I've lost my calculator and I can never add up anything. But you think about it, how many $100 sessions cannot add up. Maths was not my strong point, right? But you'll get to feel what it's like just getting that money moving in. That alone gives you so much confidence, right? And as you start to just coach group coaching, you'll just get used to it. It's not really that different, and it's a lot less energy than showing up one-on-one. I have about, at the moment, I think about 19 women in my higher level mastermind. And, if I had them coming in every week for a coaching call, I'd be like, oh my God, that's 19 hours of my week just done. And I'd be so depleted. One of the women in my mastermind who's a psychologist, she was coming to me saying she had 15 clients a day in her psychology practice. And I was like, how do you protect your energy? Like, I'm an extrovert and I would be kaput after that, okay? So basically, I want to get you to this powerful milestone in your life coaching business. I want to help you coach more people with these frameworks. These don't have to take all your time, all your energy. You don't have to overthink it, all right? We can coach ourselves through it, sure, but I'm going to give you the frameworks that are going to help you. And so that you can sort of prove to you, your family, your friends, hubby, partner, whatever, however you are, or if just yourself, right? Maybe you're just flying solo and that's all cool too, right? But I want you to really be able to make a career out of it. I don't want your coaching to be another thing that you do and you don't continue on because you're not getting clients, which leads you to doubt yourself, right? Like you keep thinking, oh, well, no one wants it. Or you do some coaching and you're so excited and you're excited to coach and then they don't do anything because they don't get the results because we haven't set the container up the right way, like we talked about before. Does that make sense? Right? You don't need to be the greatest expert in your industry, but you do need to be able to make this one amazing offer. If you want to make it one-on-one, that's okay. I'll show you how to make it a bit more high-end and boutique so that you can still get some similar momentum. But I just think you can keep that for your really high end. Start with your mastermind, even if you're just getting started. It works. I did it. And do you know why? I had a mentor who just told me to do it. I was like, I really want to do a mastermind. I'd been in Marie Forleo's back in 2011, and we used to go to America. Like I used to fly over 3 times a year to be on her retreats, and I just loved it. I loved that there'd be other women supporting women on their journey. I hadn't come across that anywhere before. In corporate, that just wasn't what you did, right? And you had your friends, but with your friends, you kind of indulge in all the things that are wrong with the world or gossip or life. And then to be around women who want to create something special for their lives, want to make a mark, want to be bigger than where they are right now. Like to be surrounded by others like that blew my mind. And I remember speaking to my coach at the time and he said, I think you'd be great at that. Why don't you just do it? And this is back in 2013. And I was like, but I can't, but I'm not an expert, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to talk about. And my very first mastermind offer that I made, I got 9 people in at $9,000 each. So I made $81,000, right? And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a life coaching certification. I didn't have any online marketing qualifications, right? Yeah, sure, I've got a business degree, but you don't need a business degree to do that. That's what's great about online, right? And you know how to coach. That's what's awesome. I didn't when I started. I really didn't. But I knew I wanted to connect with other women. I knew I wanted to create safe space for women to come and be able to rise up, right? And that's all I needed. So you start doing it. Now here I am, 8 years on from that first mastermind, 11 years on from starting my business, and I wouldn't change a thing, right? So don't need to be the greatest expert. You just need your one amazing offer. So I want you to think about what that could be. You can ask me questions about it here now or later in the thread or post in the group. I'd love to hear more about you, what maybe your blocks of marketing are too. I will quickly give you your blanks. I'll look at these comments too and answer some questions. And at the end, I'll give you your blanks to fill in because I know sometimes I rush through those. Reba, I want to do a live, but I want to be myself. Is it okay to have some music played in the beginning? Yes, absolutely. Financial coaching. Awesome, Daisy. People need you. I love the music. I'm always just worried that I'm going to put it on and people can't hear it or something. Or if I always have these tech fails, right? Like I've been doing webinars since 2011 and I can't tell you how many like tech fails I have. I have an online business. I have tech fails on the daily, right? And so I love the idea of music. One of my clients, Luann, she teaches people the beautiful skill of hand analysis. Oh, so cool. She's one of my favorite clients. She's worked with me on and off over the last few years. Anyway, she's done one of these live workshops because I said to her, Luann, you used to have your goddess shed, and she used to do live workshops where, women would come for like $10 and she'd fill up her shed with all these women and she'd share her beautiful gifts. And I was like, $10? What? And now she shares her Step Out and Shine program for $10,000 a year. And she launches it much like this in a Facebook Live group. But she does her music before, and I love that when she does that because it kind of gets you in the mood, right? Replay on another training, not quite finished. Oh, no worries, Rosalie. I will put these in the units section so you can watch from the beginning, and it will sit in the feed as well. The first ones are easy to find. After we do a few more, they can be all over. So make sure you look in the units. How do we access the booklet? Yes, it is victoriagibson.com/workbook. I hate printing things out, but normally I did a fillable PDF, but I didn't with this one, so I probably made it a little bit hard. Print it black and white, otherwise you might go through your, even though it looks beautiful, you might go through your inkjet pretty quickly. Yes, what song would you do, Daisy? Let me know. I like, what one had she put on there? Oh, I can't remember the other day. I was like, oh, that's a good song. I love it. Tech is what scares me. Tech scares everybody, okay? But that is just a thought. Tech can also facilitate us. I'm in my house right now. I'm talking to people in Louisville, Kentucky. You're all on here together with me. This is free, right? Like, tech is great. Like, we cannot hate the tech. Tech does, like, it foils me at every opportunity, but I still embrace it because I love it. I love what it can do for me. I love that it means I don't really have to leave the house if I don't want to. So all you dedicated introverts, like, get into that as well. No, you don't have to have, Jill, you don't have to have a Facebook group before you start. It's a great way to start connecting and it's free. Facebook suggests it to other people that are like the people in your group. So you get some momentum, but no, I'm going to show you tomorrow how to fast track all of that. You don't have to sit there doing your organic. I didn't in fact start my own Facebook group until this group. I think I started 3 or 4 years ago, and I left it for months after I did it because I was like, no, I want to show up for my paying clients. But I've realized it's a really great way to just get in here. I love doing these workshops. Do you know, before I come on, and I know I'm going over time, so I better wrap it up in a minute, but I always go, oh, am I going to say the right thing? Is this going to be right? Oh, I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm going to stumble over my words. And at the end, I'm always like, I love it. It's so cool. So yes, I have the visibility fears. I have all the, is it going to be good enough? Of course, every time I do it, but every time I get off, I absolutely love it. And yes, Ginny, tech's so much more user-friendly than when I started all the things we used to have. Oh my goodness. Anyway, workshop, workbook. I just want to make sure. The real problem is that you haven't got one amazing offer. The bottom line, I'm going to work you through the first of these 3 roadblocks today, and that is, I had to highlight what it was so I remembered. Bear with me here. The first roadblock is charging or doing free sessions or charging too little. My specialty is helping coaches like you create confidence and certainty and clients and cash, right? And gives you a process to share it that does the selling for you. Okay, that's page 1. Page 2, session 1's quite a long one. We know not everyone will be as long, but it's just, I want to kind of give that overarching framework of how important this sort of coaching container is so we avoid that motivation gap. They can give life coaches like you, the path, I think I gave you the wrong one. Path to more cash and clients, I think it was. Here we are. Where have I put it? Here. See, I knew this would happen to me. 3 common roadblocks. Roadblock 1, losing momentum as you coach for free or too little. Clients you offer your services to for free are the least likely to get big results because it creates a motivation gap. But more than the importance of charging for your coaching, you also want to think about creating value. Value goes in there. First step in creating value is by being clear on the outcome you can help your clients create. And that's, you can watch this again, by the way, I know I'm going fast. That's about solving a specific problem. Put that in there. When you can zero in on this, allows you to move quickly to group coaching or a mastermind offer that are delivered. What did I have for that? Oh gosh, I forget because I've got the blank one here. What did I put there? Oh my goodness. Just tell you, I don't even know what I'm putting in these workbooks. What did I have here? That are delivered online. You can further leverage your coaching with a mastermind, okay? You may have been told the best thing is to start with one-on-one coaching to get more practice. There are 3 key problems with that. There's a lack of accountability. Add that in there. If you are successful, you run out of time in your week. You've only got so many hours, right, to book people in. Number 3, you ask your client to determine what they need. That's where they kind of like opt out or don't kind of get as motivated or stay as accountable as they could in a group, okay? You can charge a win-win rate, right? You get to, what did I have there? You get to, you get to feel what it's like to start earning your own money. And that is an important milestone in your business. It proves to you, your family and friends that you can really make a living or a career out of this. Okay. Now, tomorrow I'm sharing the second roadblock. I'm going to answer more of your questions. I'm going to see what you've got thing here. Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks for your beautiful comments. I love it. Jill, you understand going live, right? But once I'm on it, you can't get me off. One time, and I have a video of this and I'm going to get it put on file. I might even try and do that this week. I was on a game show here in Australia called Sail of the Century. And I was like, I was on Sail of the Century and Wheel of Fortune. I've been on 2 when I was young, when I was like 20, 23. Anyway, I went on it and I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And then when I was on it, I was like, I don't want to get off. This is so much fun. This is what always happens whenever I do Facebook Live. So my apologies in advance, but I will wrap up. I'll just make sure that there's not any questions that I've missed. If there are, just pop them in, tag me, and I'm happy to answer them. Make sure you've got your workbook. I'd love to see you here, same time tomorrow. Yes, I'll be in your inbox quite a bit, just giving you reminders. Otherwise, people forget. Please don't take offense at the emails. That's not how I normally email, but it's just a great way to remind you and share what's happening. Mwah! My lovely, so great to have you here. I love it. So can't wait to hear what you took from today. Please post that below if you got some insights or you got more questions. We're going to go in tomorrow with the best way to market it, the best way to bring people in who are already pre-sold on you. All right, so get ready. It's going to be fun. All right, guys, take care. See you later.